Callum Marks says, do you hate Wembley as much as the rest of us after last season?
Possibly even more so, because I've been there 3 times now. Obviously with 2 with Shrewsbury, and also I went to see England, Scotland, and got pumped that day as well. So no, it's not been a good experience for me going to Wembley.
Is Brian familiar with the legendary Vic Cazul, another Scotsman who had a massive impact on Salop?
Yes, I actually remember Vic playing for Albion Rovers and Meadowbank Thistle back in Scotland before he came to Shrewsbury. He used to torment the Ayr United defence when I was a fan there.
Mark Ball says, what is the best / worst bit of business, value for money, bought or sold, you've done in a transfer window?
I think the best bit of business probably was John Nolan, taking him from Chesterfield and then selling him for the money we did for Ipswich. The worst piece of business, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are a few, but I wouldn't maybe want to mention.
Chris says, why did you give John Askey a 3-year deal but give him 3 months?
I didn't, I gave him 5 months. As it turned out, and there was, it was a 3-year deal, but we always have clauses in contracts, etc. But it was actually 5 months, not 3.
Rowan says, do you like Iron Brew?
Everybody loves Iron Brew. It's made in Scotland from girders.
Dougie says, where do you see the club in 5 years' time?
Well, you hope that obviously Shrewsbury can kick on. We showed last year that we can mix with the big boys, and hopefully be in the Championship, where we hopefully can get to at some point.
DJ Salopia says, if you had to choose any manager or chairman from any other club to go for a drink with, who would you choose?
I think it would depend what I was in the mood for drinking. If I was looking for a glass of wine, I'd probably go with our own chairman. If I was looking for a beer, I'd probably go with my old chairman at St Mirren.
Sam Northwood says, do you think we will be a Championship club in the next 5 years?
I think you always hope that we can. As I said earlier, we showed last year that we can compete, finishing 8 points above 4th place, and normally our points total last year would have got us promoted.
Mark Ball says, do you think the effort and cost put into safe standing was worth it given it's half empty most games? Is it being supported as you had hoped?
Yeah, I've got to be honest, we were showing occupancy of about 75%, and I'm delighted with the safe standing, and I think also the long term is it's improved the atmosphere at the stadium, and hopefully will encourage more young people to come along for the future, so it's a long term benefit as well as existing benefit.
What moisturiser do you use, you beautiful man, at Salop Jack asks?
I don't use anything. I think maybe years of living by the sea, my skin's okay.
Joe Evans says, are you going to make another appearance in the safe standing before the end of the year?
I would go to the safe standing every week if I could. I love it. Good atmosphere, I can shout and swear and sing and whistle as well, so it's my kind of football.
Shrewsbury Town Loyal says, as a kid, what did you want to be when you were older?
I always wanted to have a sports shop, so I suppose it's slightly different, but on a bigger scale.
Jack says, Buttermarket or Monty's?
Buttermarket.
Would you rather be attacked by 50 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
Probably 1 duck-sized horse, because I could probably outrun it.
Jack Forrester says, what do you think of bagels?
I'm not into bagels, I'm more a croissant guy.
Ben Greener says, best moment from all the seasons you've been chief executive?
Well, St Mirren was lifting the League Cup, a provincial side, beating Celtic and Hearts to get to the, well, Celtic in the semi-final and Hearts in the final. It was a phenomenal achievement for a smaller club. Shrewsbury getting to the playoff final in the 2 games against Charlton.
Lewis Jones says, favourite spot in Shropshire?
I would say the boathouse, sitting on the decking, on a summer's day having a few drinks.
Will Arthur says, what was your favourite game to watch since you've been Salop chief exec?
Probably 3, I would say. The Bristol Rovers game, we were 4-0 up at half time, we played some fantastic football, and the 2 games against Charlton, I think winning down there was a phenomenal achievement, and obviously the relief of winning here in front of the home crowd was great as well.
Frank says, I'm sure you know STFC fan forums are usually full of negativity. Do you ever look at them?
I don't for that very reason probably, but my wife does, and you guys seem to tell me the things that are being said on it.
Finley says, who's the funniest player you've met?
In general would be John Potter, who's the Sunderland first team coach. Just a funny boy.
Joe Hall says, who is the most professional player / manager you have worked with during your time at Shrewsbury?
Matt Sadler as a player, and as a manager Sam Ricketts. Sads is so professional in everything he does.
Is there any loyalty left in the game after what you saw in the summer?
Yeah, I think there are some, but I think it's less and less. You just need to look at Matt Sadler and the number of appearances he's been here, and he's very loyal to the club. And there are players like that, but unfortunately sometimes it goes the other way.
Kibble says, can you stay forever?
Can I stay forever? Well, I've no place to go at the moment, so yeah, I'm here at the moment forever, as long as I can.
Scott Edwards says, do you think Ricketts is the right man for the job?
Of course I do, yes.
Sam Pugh says Celtic or Rangers?
Neither, because I've always worked for provincial clubs in Scotland, at Ayr and St Mirren. where it's difficult to get support because everybody supports Rangers and Celtic, but bearing in mind Greg Docherty's here at the moment, I probably have to say Rangers so that we keep him to the end of the season.
Martin says, can you say Auchenabiri in a Glasgow accent?
Auchenabiri, Faye.
Steve Williams says, have you had a pie at the Meadow?
No, I haven't. I prefer the pies you get at Scottish football, which is a Scotch pie obviously.
Sam says, what has been your favourite Shrewsbury Town moment?
Probably getting to playoffs final, the Charlton game here.
Guy says, any plans to increase the size of the shop and the range of merchandise on sale?
We're always looking to see what's feasible and the shop is probably quite small. We've looked at a couple of things before, how we could improve that. We're always looking at things of ways of improving all aspects of the club.
Sam says, if you could work with any club in the future, who would it be?
Probably one in the sunshine somewhere, like Dubai would be good.
Sam says, which English/Shropshire slang words confused you the most?
Oh, there are a few. Obviously, mon. Mither confused me quite badly when I first got here because mither's spelt the same as what you call your mother, so your mother.
AJ says, what's your biggest achievement at the club?
Probably the safe standing, working together with the Supporters Parliament and the guys, making sure that went through and obviously creating history for the club and putting us really on the map.
DJ Salopia says, are you sending Paul Hurst a Christmas card this year?
No.
Fraser Redding says, do you enjoy an occasional double vodka in the bottom market? Next round's on me.
Yes, I have done that, yes. With Red Bull, vodka Red Bull.
Paul Richard says, is Dave Edwards worth breaking the wage structure for?
Dave Edwards always wants to play for Shrewsbury, doesn't he? Shouldn't be about money for Dave. I'm sure if he wants to come to Shrewsbury, he'll fit within our wage structure.
Dubsy says, why don't we splash the cash on signings?
We do, we spent about 600,000 this transfer window and about 350, 400 the previous year, so I think that's £1 million over 2 years, which probably is quite a lot.
Denise McDonald says, whose decision was it not to have toilet seats in the ladies?
I think when the toilets were first installed in the stadium with the contractor, they were vandal-proof toilets, so they didn't need seats on them. Because obviously they wouldn't then be vandal-proof, but we've addressed that with the Supporters Parliament. We now have ladies' toilet seats.
Simon Mills says, did John Filan take his clipboard with him when he left, or is it still at the club?
All property has been returned.
Joe Mills Hogg says, will there be signings in January?
I've never known a January when there not been signings.
Blue and Amber Fanzine says, have you stopped Noreen going on Twitter?
No, as long as she tells the truth, I don't mind her going on Twitter.